This little package that could has just been shipped through the Postal Service twice. Made it to the customer, had to come back to me. I'm curious to know how have my own products survived in this box and what all went wrong. If you're interested in this one, stick around. Hey guys, my name is Sam and welcome back to Samcraft. I am going to show and tell today. I've got this box that was lost in transit by the US Postal Service. I sent a replacement to the customer and told them if your original one ever arrives, let me know. I'll give you a label, you can ship it back. Well, it finally came back today. So in today's video, we're gonna go through how the contents in this look. We're gonna identify what I'm doing good and what I'm doing wrong as far as packing orders. And otherwise, look at this while also talking about everything involved with shipping, or rather packing up orders in boxes. All right guys, here is our box. And first things first, I used to do this, the Made in USA sticker, but I've learned that I cannot technically advertise my products as Made in USA because I don't, at this time, use 100% Made in USA filament with my 3D printers. So if you're in the same boat as me, you can't use this Made in USA. You need to label it as manufactured in USA. That's something I've changed, but this was me when I didn't know, and I wanted to share what I've learned with you guys to hopefully help you out. Ignoring that Made in USA, we can take a look at the Samcraft thank you label. So part of it has been taped and protected, but this part down here has been left open to the post office elements, but it's held up really good. That's great to see. I've always wondered how well these thermal labels hold up. Does it get rubbed off? Do they peel off? And in this case, that one really looks good. It's not been scratched up a whole lot because if you don't know, you can sometimes scratch these with your fingernail and you're able to darken it. So it didn't really have any abuse that way, so that's good to see. Over here is the customer shipping label, which I taped up before starting the video. But otherwise, looking at this white mailer box, it really looks like it's in good shape, especially having gone through the postal ringer twice. Enough about that, let's see what's inside. So opening it up, this is the packing slip. Otherwise, we've got the metal business card that I put in there. Still looks great. Initial look at all the packaging looks wonderful. Everything has stayed put, nothing has shifted, nothing looks damaged, and honestly, if I didn't know better, I would have thought this was just packaged today in the shop. That's really good. So the stickers in place, the products the customer ordered are all good. This little floof definitely did its job. And then the other products down here, we have our first issue, the cellophane bag that I use. Apparently the side popped open. So it's good to know. These need to be replaced. I need to get something better quality. The little Ziploc bag has held up well. All the hardware is in there. The products themselves are good. So these items did stay put until I started to pull them out. So that's good. They wouldn't have been damaged in shipping. But this bag opening, not the best thing I want for the customer experience. This bag is good, no problems. Everybody looks happy there. And again, these little bubble mailers, perfectly fine as well. So awesome. I'm just taking a moment here to inspect the actual items, make sure they are unused. I've had some customers in the past tell me they never used the item, they send it back, but it's clearly been used. This is not the case. This customer, honest, upstanding citizen, and they get a good job award. So perfect. These things can go back on my shelf, and the next time they're ordered, I'll go ahead and ship them back out and be perfect, right? They're brand new. They were never put on a machine. They've never been used, and we're good to go. Same thing for the business card and sticker. Those guys can get put back into our bins. And otherwise, this is good, right? Our products survived shipping. We're able to reuse. And ultimately, the only money we were out was the shipping label for this to the customer originally, the return label coming back, and then the consumables, things like the box, this little bag, things like that. But overall, for a customer satisfaction standpoint, this is not bad. With the exception of the little clear cellophane bag, that is a really good result. Considering it went through the Postal Service twice and still looks as good as it does, that's really good. All right, so the base plate can go over here into the bin. There. I now know that these are no good. I need to change out that system. But otherwise, that's where those products live. And as far as these blue jigs, I don't know where to put them. I guess over here on the shelf too. So we'll just stick them here, and I'll at least know that there are 3 blue jigs here that we can sell or pack up if someone does buy them. I guess. I don't have a great system for that just yet. Honestly, this doesn't happen that often. I guess to follow up on this subject, it's nice to see that the boxes we used, they're white mailer boxes, hold up pretty well, that they're sturdy and they can withstand travels. It was also nice to see that the bubble wrap pouches, even though they weren't taped closed, still stayed folded up and everything. And honestly, I attribute that to, well, honestly, my wife's packing abilities, and that she's very, very good about making sure the box space is full so nothing shifts and nothing moves during shipment. But then that also ties into the variety of boxes that we keep here in the shop at all times that fit the orders as they need to fit. Okay, basically we use boxes that are as close to the size of the items in the order as can be. Let me turn the camera around and show you guys at least the boxes we currently stock as far as the sizes and types. As far as boxes go, I really like the white mailer boxes. These are ones that ship to you flat and then you assemble them, so kind of pizza box style. This size here is 8" by 2" tall. This one's an 8" by 4" tall. Here we have an 11/8 by 2" tall, and it looks like this one's 9 by 6 by 2" tall. So basically we have mailers of various sizes that we have found to fit our products. In addition to those, of course, we have poly mailers. So this is, I believe, like a 9 by 12 poly mailer, somewhere around there. We got a lot of those. And we also have these smaller 6 by 10 poly mailers. These are great when people order just a single item that can be flat packed. They're good. And then for large orders, we will use some of these boxes here. These are 10 by 10 by 6s, just regular corrugated boxes. And then over here at the floor, because we don't have any other better place to put it, that is a 10 by 10 by 4 mailer box. It ships like totally flat and open, so pretty difficult to store on a shelf. And then over here, I pulled out one of these 10 by 10 by 2 mailers. It usually sits there beside the trash can because, again, it's a pretty large size. That guy, honestly, is not going to go on a shelf very well, not without really hanging over too much. So, unfortunately, sometimes the floor is the best place to put stuff. All right, so I know throwing out all those box sizes really doesn't mean much to you. Just suffice to know that throughout time of selling products and packing orders, we found that this kind of assortment seems to fit us the best. It gives us versatility without having way too many boxes on shelves just waiting to be used. As far as where we buy boxes from, I've bought from sources like uline.com, but price-wise, Amazon is the best. Even if Uline's unit price looks good and low, once you add on shipping, most of the time, Amazon still beats it. So for what it is, that's where we get all of our packing supplies from, and we have pretty good results from that. That probably doesn't surprise anyone out there, does it? What doesn't come from Amazon nowadays? While we're here, and because I showed it on the box, here is a look at our label dispenser that I've purchased. And this guy, honestly, is surprisingly nice to have. So we've got a roll of thermal labels. These are just 2" circle labels that printed from our thermal label printer. I designed up this little thank you label in, I think, Canva, exported it as a picture, and printed it on the circle. Very low tech, easy process. The beauty of this guy is, number one, it's a safe place to put the roll of labels. It's not spinning everywhere. But it's also super easy to dispense. So let me quit yakking and let you guys see this in action. Pretty cool, huh? So it's got some little steel rods, a little spring, and some rollers. I don't know, magic. And as you pull it, it separates the label from the backing paper. And it works really well. This one particular guy has been in use for probably about 5 months now, and has seen its fair share of labels and never had an issue where the label didn't come off the roll. Over here on my desk, I've got a different style, only because the little blue one, I couldn't find it when I was looking to purchase another one. This one is the same kind of concept, right? It still has rollers. It still separates the backer from the actual sticker whenever you pull it through. So same performance, just a little bit different action. But otherwise, this, honestly, has been one of the things I didn't think I would use when I first started that's really come in handy. This guy has, I guess, inserts for larger roll labels, but honestly, I just ripped the roll out of our thermal printer, stick it on the rod, and that really does work good. So very, very handy. I'm going to show you guys something that we used to use. It was used in that box, and that is some of this expanding cardboard packing filler material. So that order I just opened did use this. That's because it was done before we had our shipping station. But what we use now is just some craft packing paper, because we have these cutters and rollers with these shipping stations now. We're able to just pull it through, we slide that cutter bar across, and then this becomes the filler packing material for our orders to keep things in place. This is a lot more economical of a product as far as the big roll of craft paper, and it's a lot easier to work with on our end, which is why we're using it now. But if you don't have this kind of setup, these rolls right here work really good. They last a long time, and they are a great product. Because again, that's what was in that box we just opened a few minutes ago. As far as business cards in my orders, since I sell laser accessories, I like to get metal anodized aluminum business cards and engrave them myself, just as an extra cool factor for my customers, because they will be laser owners and they get something that's been laser engraved. If I didn't have this kind of a business structure or that kind of product clientele, I would definitely be doing just regular paper business cards and not going through the expense and extra labor to make my own. In addition to the business cards, all of our orders get these little die cast or die cut stickers, little Samcraft ones. I have no clue if customers like these, use them, or just toss them, but it is a relatively cheap add-on that I can put into my orders to give that boxing or unboxing experience a little more of the small business touch, since that's who they're buying it from, and I think it does help to the customer's experience. I say think because no one out of all of my orders has ever said anything about a Samcraft sticker, and I've never seen them used or put out there in the wild. So who knows if it's a waste of money or time, but it's one of those goodwill gestures that I will probably just keep doing. Rounding out, one of the last things to talk about shipping wise, someone had asked in another video, what postage scale do I use? So this is a Rollo name brand postage scale. I like this one because the screen is external to the actual scale, and we can fit large boxes on the scale while still being able to read the screen from a far distance. So very, very handy. In addition to the scale, our thermal printer is also Rollo name brand. This particular thermal label printer you're looking at is 6 years old and continues to work flawlessly. It was previously in use in my wife's soap making business when she had that, and has since been moved into the shop and continues to be used all the time. Rollo label printers are not the cheapest you can find online, but it is, in our experience, the highest quality. And so if you're investing your money for a printer, you buy once, cry once, Rollo's the way to go. I think I've covered everything I wanted to in this video. We went through the box that survived shipping twice, took a look at my packaging methods, found areas to improve, and then I went through, showed you guys my boxes, labels, packing supplies, packing paper, scale, thermal printer. I think that's probably about it as far as this video and what I wanted to cover. If you guys got any questions or comments, leave them for me down below. If you see some obvious flaws in my system, feel free for leaving me a comment down there as well. I am not an expert by any means. This is something that I've kind of put in place and it works well for me as far as I know, but that doesn't mean you're not sitting on a golden nugget out there when it comes to shipping stuff that you couldn't help out me and other viewers of the video. So if you're a viewer, check out the comments below. There may be some really good advice down there to help you out as well. I will put links to all of the boxes, packing material, and everything that I've used down below. Just realize that with the exception of the thermal label printer and scale, things like the boxes, I'm not brand name or seller specific on. So don't think that it's got to be that seller for the box. It's just the price per unit and the actual size and availability that I generally go for. That being said, there are links to all that stuff down below if you are interested. And again, check out the comments for more information as well. If you've stuck here to the end, I really appreciate you. So leave me a comment called "Ship It Twice Must Be Nice," and I'll know you've been here to the bitter end. Otherwise, thanks for watching as always. I'll see you guys next time in the workshop.